Cicada 3301. In January 2012, one of the internet's strangest mysteries appeared on an anonymous online forum. A black image containing a hidden message claimed it was searching for highly intelligent individuals. At first, most people dismissed it as another internet prank, the kind that usually burns bright for a weekend before disappearing into the endless basement of online weirdness. But what if someone actually solved the first clue? They did. Each answer unlocked another puzzle involving cryptography, hidden messages, and information concealed inside images. The hunt even spilled into the real world, where mysterious QR code posters appeared in cities across the globe. It was like someone had turned the entire internet into a giant escape room, except nobody knew who designed it or what the prize was. The mystery became known as Cicada 3301, named after the cicada symbol and number in the original challenge. Thousands joined the hunt, and theories spread almost as fast as the clues. The puzzle was linked to Liber Primus, an encrypted book believed to come from the same creators. Many pieces of the mystery were solved, but the biggest question never was, who created Cicada 3301? To this day, the people behind the internet's most famous puzzle remain unknown. The Post-it Notes Mystery. In 2015, a man named R. Bradbury experienced something that felt like the beginning of a real-life horror story. Living alone, he walked into his home one morning and found a handwritten note on his desk. It contained a list of chores, but there was one problem. He didn't write it. At first, he tried to ignore it. After all, finding a random note in your own house is strange, but not exactly the moment where you immediately start preparing for a detective career. Then another note appeared. This time, it said, "Save your documents." Bradbury became convinced someone had been secretly entering his apartment. To find out who was responsible, he set up a camera to record his desk, but when he checked the footage, the files were missing. Soon, more notes appeared around his home, making the situation even stranger. He turned to Reddit for help, and thousands of people began investigating. Many suspected an intruder. Then one user noticed something important. Bradbury had mentioned frequent headaches and sleeping in a small room with poor ventilation. The suggestion was terrifying: carbon monoxide poisoning. He bought a detector, plugged it in, and immediately discovered dangerous levels of gas inside his apartment. The mystery wasn't a stranger breaking in. Bradbury had been writing the notes himself while suffering from a carbon monoxide exposure, then forgetting he had done it. The missing camera footage wasn't erased by an intruder either. The recording software had simply failed. What looked like a haunting turned out to be something much closer to home. Utaho no Tatari. Sometimes the scariest thing in a horror game isn't the monster. It's the secret someone forgot to tell you about. In 2014, players of the obscure Japanese horror game Utaho no Tatari 2 stumbled upon what looked like a broken game. After completing a strange sequence of actions, the screen filled with scrambled text before flashing black and white. Then, without warning, a disturbing photograph appeared. The image showed what looked like a woman with her face hidden in deep shadows, leaving many players convinced they were looking at a real crime scene photo. And considering the internet's history, it didn't sound completely impossible. Some older games had actually used real news photographs, so the theories spread quickly. But the glitch wasn't a glitch at all. Players eventually discovered it was a hidden event programmed into the game. By changing their computer's language to Japanese and following a specific path through 3 Torii gates, they could trigger the sequence every time. For years, nobody could identify where the eerie image came from. Reverse image searches led nowhere, and the mystery only grew. Then, in 2022, Reddit users finally tracked it down. The haunting picture wasn't taken from a real crime scene. It was a frame from the 2007 Japanese horror film Hair Extensions. After nearly a decade of speculation, one of gaming's creepiest internet mysteries turned out to be exactly what it was always meant to be: a horror movie doing its job a little too well. WebDriver Torso. Back in 2013, YouTube users noticed something bizarre. A channel called WebDriver Torso was uploading thousands of short videos every single day. Each one showed nothing more than red and blue rectangles moving across the screen while strange electronic beeps played in the background. No titles that made sense without description, just clip after clip of what looked like a computer having the world's most boring dance party. So why would anyone upload thousands of videos that looked almost identical? Before long, the theory spiraled out of control. The videos were labeled everything from encrypted messages between intelligence agencies to secret communications for underground organizations. A few even claimed artificial intelligence had quietly taken over YouTube. The theories became so widespread that even major news outlets started covering the mystery. Then, in 2015, Google finally explained what was really going on. WebDriver Torso wasn't a secret code at all. It was an automated testing channel created by Google to check YouTube's video quality and compression systems. The simple shapes and sounds helped engineers compare how videos looked after being processed. In other words, the internet spent years trying to decode what was essentially YouTube running a system check. Sometimes the biggest mystery online is just a computer doing its homework. Have you ever dreamed this man? In 2008, a strange website appeared online asking one simple question: have you ever dreamed this man? Beneath it was a sketch of an ordinary-looking face. The site claimed that thousands of people from around the world had seen this exact man in their dreams. Almost overnight, the internet became obsessed. Some believed it was a government experiment. Others thought it proved people could somehow share dreams. It sounded like the plot of a science fiction movie, except thousands of people insisted it was real. The mysterious face spread across forums, blogs, and social media, becoming one of the internet's most famous mysteries. Years later, the mystery finally cracked. The website wasn't documenting a real phenomenon at all. It was a viral marketing project created by Italian sociologist Andrea Natella, designed to show how easily an unusual story could spread when people filled in the missing details themselves. The mystery wasn't about a man appearing in people's dreams. It was about how easily the internet can turn an ordinary face into a worldwide legend. Lake City Quiet Pills. In 2009, Reddit users discovered a strange website called Lake City Quiet Pills. At first, it didn't seem unusual, but as people dug deeper, they found cryptic messages, military references, and job postings that appeared to use coded language. Before long, the internet had convinced itself it had uncovered a secret network of mercenaries accepting assassination contracts. Apparently, if something is confusing enough online, someone will eventually connect it to a conspiracy. The mystery grew after users linked the site to John "Jack" Shanahan, a former U.S. Army veteran whose unusual online activity only fueled more speculation. For years, people tried to decode every message, believing they had stumbled onto something far more sinister. Eventually, journalists and independent researchers uncovered a much less dramatic explanation. Despite its mysterious appearance, there was no credible evidence the website was connected to assassinations. Most of the so-called secret codes were ordinary logistics and security job listings that had been wildly misinterpreted. The mystery wasn't hiding on the website. It was hiding in how easily the internet can turn a few unanswered questions into an international conspiracy. Google Maps. Help messages. In early 2025, satellite images on Google Maps revealed the word "help" spelled out in giant letters inside a rail yard near Los Angeles Dodger Stadium. Nearby were other words like LAPD and federal, all carefully arranged using long pipes and wooden boards. People immediately feared the worst. Some believed it was a desperate cry for help from someone trapped inside the property. Others suspected it was connected to human trafficking or forced labor. Within hours, social media was overflowing with theories. The internet had officially promoted itself to the FBI without filling out an application. As the mystery spread, the LAPD investigated the site while local creators visited the area themselves. The explanation turned out to be far less sinister. The signs had been created by a homeless man who had been living nearby for years, something police were already aware of. The satellite image never lied. The internet just filled in the blanks a little too quickly.